what's happening? Eric Wong here from PowerDojo.com with another episode of Ask Eric. Remember, if you want to ask me a question, PowerDojo.com/ask. That's the website you want to hit up, okay? So today's question comes from Jen Wright, hails from Calgary, Alberta. And she's asking me, Eric, my knees buckle when I do squats and I find it hard to push them out. Do you have any exercises that can help? Okay, definitely have some exercises that can help. That's why I've got this stuff. This isn't a fitness trainer bling. This is going to be put to use in this video, okay? So what we're going to do here is help you to strengthen the muscles that you need to push the knees out when you squat, because if your knees are buckling when you squat, this is a huge issue. Now, what it looks like, you might have heard the term knock knees or valgus knees. It's like this. Squat looks like this. Knees are going in, okay? So how do you know if you've got this issue, even a little bit? Where should the knees be when you squat? So if I'm squatting, this is about my squat stance. That's what I tell people. Jump where you land. That's about a good squat stance for you. Toes are out just a little bit. When you squat down, my toes are pointing in that direction. My thighs should point in approximately the same direction. If the thighs are pointing inwards compared to the feet, see my foot's pointing there and my thigh is pointing there. Got that angle? That's not good, okay? If my thighs are pointing too much out, that's not good. You want to be in line because that means this is all in line here, and the knee is a hinge joint. It goes like this. It's not built for a lot of rotation, so we don't want to torque it like that. What happens when you buckle the knees? A lot of stress on the medial aspect of the knee, the MCL, medial collateral ligament, the medial meniscus, bursa, all that stuff gets excessively stressed. So we've got to fix that. Now, a lot of people say, oh, okay, when you're doing the squat, you just push your knees out. Well, if your muscles aren't strong enough to do that, or you don't have that neuromuscular connection and pathway built properly, it's gonna be difficult. So we gotta trick the body or tweak the body and give it some exercises to do that properly. So a couple ways that I like to do it now. Number one, I like to go asymmetrical as well as symmetrical when I do this. So attack it in with two different methods. So number one is the lunge pattern with a band hooked up to something, pulling my knee in, okay? So you see this is pulling me into the dysfunctional position, knees pointing in. That way I have to fight with the muscles that are going to line me up properly, okay? So I'm right here. Now, step out, got that tension, it's pulling me in. Step back and just do a simple reverse lunge. Now, whenever I'm doing this patterning type stuff to fix knock knees or valgus knees, knees that buckle, I like to go very slowly through the full range of motion, okay? Even getting pauses in isometrics. So at the bottom, I'm pausing my knees off the ground here. I'm pausing, weights on the heel, and I'm pushing that knee out. I have to keep in line here, okay? Because this is pulling me in. If I let it go, it's just gonna pull me in like that, okay? So I'm doing pauses. At the top is not too hard, but at the bottom, you're gonna have to work a little bit more, okay? So doing this pattern, the stationary lunge with some pauses, say 3-second pause at the bottom, do 10 reps. That's great. Do that both sides for a couple of sets, okay? That's gonna pattern that in the lunge pattern, and it's a little easier to bridge or create those neuromuscular pathways on one side. If you think about it, you're either asking your brain to create a new pathway on one side with this lunge, or if you jump into a squat, you're creating it on both sides of the brain. So it just takes more adaptation energy, all right? So do the one side, and then you can go to the bilateral, the squat. Just need a smaller band or a TheraBand or something like that. Now, if you have squat issues, which I'm guessing if your knees are buckling, you probably have issues with squat depth and that kind of thing. So make sure you've got good technique with your squat. Watch some of my videos or do some research. Now, I recommend for anybody who's got difficulty squatting, do the goblet. So just grab a weight. It doesn't have to be heavy. This is a 12 kg. It's not very heavy for me, but it's just gonna help you to maintain the bottom position and get a little deeper, okay? So line up in your squat stance, get down, make sure your knees are where they're supposed to be, and just hang out, okay? 3 seconds again. We can do the 3-second tempo and up, nice and slow. Drop that hip down, weights on the heels, hanging out down at the bottom for 3 seconds. Coming up slow, okay? Nice and slow the whole time. because you want that muscle, you want your muscles to be controlling your range of motion the whole time. All right? So nice and slow, 3-second pause at the bottom, around 10 reps, a couple sets. This is just patterning work. So when you do this kind of patterning work, frequency is ideal. It's better to do every day, 1 to 2 sets every day, than like once or twice a week, 5 to 8 sets, for example. Okay, so I'd rather have you do it over and over and over, and just give your brain, your neuromuscular system, that stimulus. Be like, okay, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Sooner or later, it's going to get sick of you asking or telling it what to do. Be like, okay, fine, I'm just going to do this. Leave me alone. So there you go, Jen. Hopefully that helps. I know it will if you put it to work for you. I'd love to hear how it does work for you. Okay, so if you've got a question, like I said before at the start of this video, powerdojo.com/ask. I'm out. Peace.